All right. Deconverted man here. I just found out about this. Richard Dawkins has been canceled. Oh yeah, he has been rebuked by the American Humanist Association. He has been cast out. How dare he say what he said on Twitter? I am so glad I got rid of Twitter. It, it frees me from the insanity that happens there. Don't don't have Twitter. Just don't. Don't have Facebook. Just don't have those. Just get rid of them. It is a toxic environment, and everybody is looking for the thing that they perceive as wrong. So what happened? Why is Richard Dawkins canceled? Now, this is the first time. This is not the first time that Dawkins has gotten canceled. Way back when. Way back in the day. Sci-10 Atheist had a video about how Islam and feminism are kind of, they're bedfellows sort of ish. And it's a funny video. It's silly. It's comedy. Okay. Dawkins tweeted out that video. It's like, haha, this is funny or something. Because of that, he had been, before he tweeted it out, he had been invited to come to a college and speak about evolution. But now, because he tweeted this, well, that's you dared to like this video. People that weren't involved with the organization of getting him to come to the college or paying for it or whatever, some whiny, complaining people decided he can't come here because he's evil now. He's tainted. How dare he like something that we don't like? He's not allowed to talk here anymore. So they said, no, we're shutting this down. They went to the university people and they're like, and they got it shut down and they got him disinvited for doing this. And then someone else said something about the video not being that good of an animation, and then Sci-10 Atheist had to make fun of that person. And at some point, I don't know, I think I said something about it somewhere, and then eventually I got into a Sci-10 Atheist animation myself, and that was really cool. So anyways, it's not really related to me, but it's like super tangentially related to me, I guess. Not that everything has to be like about me, but I am highly narcissistic. Anyways, so Dawkins has been canceled again. Oh man. So there's a couple of articles on this. I'm sure there's more. And I just read the ones I found. I mean, like I said, there's others. These are not my opinions per se. I'm reading what they said. And then I'll add in my own opinion. So Dawkins gets canceled by free thinkers. There's one of them. And then the other one, let's see. I wish I could share more than one screen at a time. That'd be cool. Well, there is a way to do it, but whatever. Okay. And then canceled by the free thinker. I think I just showed that one. Whatever. Anyways, okay. So Dawkins suggested on Twitter that transgender people are not, in a scientific sense, members of the same sex of which they identify. Dawkins wrote, Rachel Dolezal was what the hell? Okay, white chapter president was vilified for identifying as black. Some men choose to identify women, and women choose to identify as men. You'll be vilified if you deny their literally what they identify as. Okay. In response, the AHA said that Dawkins was making statements that used the guise of scientific discourse to demean marginalized groups. an approach antithetical to humanist values. And then they took away an award that had given to Dawkins way back when, thereby confirming his initial hypothesis. So Dawkins said this thing, and how dare he say this thing, and let's cancel him. Let's take away an award completely not related to what he said, but let's just take away a reward. So I didn't know you could do that. I mean, like, did they, like, if he has a trophy of that award, did they break into his house and take that? It's just go, you don't have that award. So Humanist of the Year award was formally rescinded. So in 2000, this is what he said. In 2015, Rachel Dolezal, a white chapter president of NAACP, was vilified for identifying as black. Some men choose to identify as women. Some women choose to identify as men. You will be vilified if you deny that they literally are what they identify as. Discuss. So this isn't even a question. I don't know why they said this question. He's saying, let's talk about this. Here's an example of somebody identifying as a different race, but then they were vilified. But then in other cases, you will be vilified if you don't identify them for what they identify as. So sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's not okay. Let's talk about that. Let's have a discussion. Let's think about these things. Let's compare and contrast. Maybe it's apples to oranges. Maybe there's some nuance here. Why did they say that they were? Why did Rachel say that she was black? Did she have a black heritage of some sort? Did she do a DNA test? Does anyone care? I mean, why should I care if she thinks she's black or says she's black? It doesn't bother me. I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna call you that. I mean, unless you look, I don't know, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what to do. But it's wrong. You're not that. Oh, okay. Why not? Well, because you don't look black. Well, but that doesn't mean you're not black. Maybe you have DNA that's black. Maybe you're an albino. Maybe you have mutations. There's that skin thing where that some black people have where their skin looks like white in patches. What if you had that, but it was everywhere, and then you look completely white, but you're actually black? Who's to say, unless we did some sort of test, right? But that's one thing, right? That's like one thing, and then there's a different thing, which is the transgender thing, which you can't talk about that. You can't discuss that. You can't think about it. You can't ask questions about it. You can't do anything with it. You can't, because it's anti-humanist. Human. Why? How is that anti-anything? Why? How? How does that make any sense? And then to take away an award. Oh, we gave you this award way back when, but now you don't deserve it anymore because you said something we don't like. Well, wait a minute. Isn't that anti-humanist? He didn't say you're not this. He didn't say anything about it. He didn't. The other one article said that he suggested, whatever. Okay, so maybe there's more to it. Okay, so let's go on. So he then follows up that tweet that there was no way to intended. It wasn't intended to disparage trans people. He said disgust, and that. Therefore, he tried to explain himself. That was a problem. In 2015, he said, "Is a trans woman a woman? Purely semantic. If you define by chromosomes, no. If by self-identification, yes. I call her she out of courtesy, which is perfectly reasonable and humane position to take. But he implied that the identities of transgender are fraudulent. How did he do that? And then, he also implied that you can identify as black when it's convenient. He's racist and transphobic, I guess. I don't read that from his tweet. I mean, this is nonsense. Friends, family, girls, guys, robots out there. I ask you, why? Why are otherwise intelligent, non-believing people, which I dare say that most of the AHA, the American American Humane Association, that these people are largely speaking atheists, agnostic, non-religious, but maybe they're not. I don't know. But how could you read into this and say, oh, this is what you mean, and not have a discussion with him? Why not talk to him about this? Why not have whoever's in charge of the AHA or come and say, hey, let's do a YouTube discussion, live stream. We'll make a big deal of it. We'll promote the hell out of it. We'll have experts. We'll have whatever. And you just say, look, I just wanted to talk about this, right? And you could have Rachel there, whatever she wants to come, right? But no, we're not going to do that, because that would require critical thinking. That would require nuance. It would require perhaps debate. Biological sex is one thing, and then gender, I've been told, is a different thing. They used to be pretty much the same, as far as I knew, but at some point they diverged. Okay, whatever. I don't understand it, but that's what I've heard. That's what I've been told. So, okay, whatever. I still don't have a valid and sound argument for it, nor have I seen any evidence that I should think. I've heard essentially it's an appeal to definition, that gender means this. That's what it means. End of story. Okay, well, I can't do anything with that. Natural language sucks. All right. So biologically speaking, you are this, but gender speaking, you are that. But even that has come under perhaps fire by certain things, or at least it appears that. It's like, no, you can't say they're not a woman. But at any level, you can't say that. Like somebody, they used to be a man, now they're a woman. No, you can't say that. They were always a woman. Well, wait a minute. What do you mean? Like, which are you talking about? Are you talking about the gender or the biology? Or both? And it is a confusion of language and equivocation, and it is because, I don't know, because of feelings, because of ideology. I don't know why this is, well, for lack of a better word, triggering to people. Look, if you're a guy that identifies as a woman, or you say you're a woman, fine, you're a woman, whatever, gender-wise, but not biologically. So why is this? How is this a disconnect? I don't know. Well, how is it? Way back when somebody that I know got under fire for saying that men have penises and women have vaginas. Well, that's a biological statement, isn't it? I'm clearly talking about biology, but, well, I'm an idiot. That person was an idiot for saying that, because there are women penises and male vaginas now. Huh? So what is that? What does that mean? Like, are you talking about the gender and biology now? You're mixing the two. It doesn't. The logic isn't there. The structure isn't there. And so I see that as ideology driven, not logic and or science driven. And say what you will about Dawkins. Dawkins is a science guy. This cultural shift and language shift is something that he's not gonna he has no idea what to do with it. I would strongly suspect. I don't know what to do with it. My realm's logic, but I don't have any logic to go on. I just have people saying, oh, you can't say that. You can't discuss this. Why not? Now, there's plenty to discuss, right? Somebody that, I'm a white guy, I guess. I'm Caucasian. Let's see, I think I'm part Scottish, Dutch, German, well, maybe German. I don't know about that. Anglo-Saxon, whatever the bleep. I'm probably, I'm definitely a little bit Scottish, but at any rate, I'm like, if I haven't done a DNA test, so I don't know, but I'm like, super white as far as that goes. But if you go back farther, eventually I'm black because we all came from Africa. But I don't care. I don't care about my skin tone. I don't care about somebody else's skin tone. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But what's happening, you see this marginalized groups, minority groups, you see this over and over again. We have in the United States equality. We've achieved it, I think. Maybe it's not perfect, but I'm pretty sure we've achieved it. But we're told by groups, media, or whatever other groups that are out there, we're told by different things, big things, that the marginalized, the minority need to be protected. From what exactly? From what? What do they need to be protected from? And then it's like, well, these people have been marginalized in the past, or this or that. It's like, if they're not getting hurt here and now, then what are we worried about? I don't know. But Dawkins wanted to just discuss this. He wanted to talk about it. He wanted to understand what's going on. But that's not okay. It's not tolerated. You're not allowed to talk about this. You can't say that. You can't say anything. And that, to me, seems like an ideology. That, to me, sounds like religion. There are sacred cows. No to sacred cows. You said, don't talk about it? Now I want to talk about it all the time. You said, don't question it? I have a million more questions. And the hell with people's feelings. Because we all have feelings. Who cares? The world doesn't stop spinning because your feelings get hurt. Let's set that aside and use logic, reason, and science to figure out stuff. Oh, well, you can't prove everything using logic, reason, or science. Okay, really? What are you going to use then? What other thing do you think is out there to use, and how does that work? I've been asking that question for years. Nobody's given me an answer. Well, okay, Matt Slick gave me an answer when I asked him that question. He said, just be a Christian. I said, look, okay, we're not going to use logic. We're not going to use science. What are we going to use then? And it's like, what system do I use? And he's like, just be a Christian. I was like, okay, there you go. It's a non-answer, right? I have very much sympathy, respect. I don't know, what do you want to call it? Somebody that finds themselves in the wrong body. That's got to be like a nightmare. I don't know what that's like. I can only try to imagine it. And that's got to be rough. And whatever they got to do to feel better about that, do it. But psychologists need to figure out what is best for them, because you can't diagnose yourself. You can't decide, well, this is going to be the best thing for me, because you don't know. But it seemed like, at least from an outsider's perspective, that psychology somehow got influenced by maybe ideology, and now it's like they don't question things. And I've read things about kids, it's now that kids younger than puberty are being able to go to the doctor and say, "Oh yeah, I'm a girl, I'm a guy," and get hormone blockers. And there's a high percentage of girls that are doing this. I haven't finished reading the book that I showed in one of my live streams, which is called "Irreversible Damage" by Abigail Shrier, and she mainly focuses on daughters. Okay, look, maybe she's wrong. I want to find out what she has to say. People, again, when canceled that book, let's not have it sold. Let's not. And it's like, what happened to discourse? What happened to debate? What happened to this? Where did we go wrong? What the bleep is going on? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I have mental issues. I have all sorts. If I could, get rid of depression or my anger issues, that'd be amazing. The drugs for that, the treatment for that doesn't really exist, and we have some stuff that kind of works, but I might be this way my entire life for all I know. And if somebody said, well, if I said, okay, I'm cured, but yet I still went off rails and I was angry or whatever, people are like, no, you're still angry. You still get angry, right? You're not cured. I'm like, no, I'm cured. You have to recognize that I'm cured or else. Does that make any sense? No. The fact that I'm getting more upset maybe actually shows that maybe there's something more wrong with my mind. Whereas if I I had, when I was younger, self-image issue, because people, insulted me, made fun of me. Maybe I still do a little bit, but at any rate, somebody says, "Hey, you're ugly," or "Hey, you're this or that," and I had a blog post about this. I am all the things. What's your argument? That, yeah, maybe it hurts my feelings, maybe it doesn't. I don't know, but I'm confident enough in me that I was like, yeah, I don't care. So what? And I get that, there are people that it's like, I'm doing everything I can to try to look like the person that I want to look like, because I want people to think I'm that. So they call me that so that I don't get upset. But people see through my efforts and they'll call me the other thing, and that's really upsetting. I can understand that. But that's on you, not everybody else, right? Like, you need to, mature. But anyways, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We can't talk about it. Can't talk about it. Cannot talk about it. If you appear, so the contrast is, if you look white, you're white. You can't say you're black. If you look black, you can't say, I guess you can't say you're white or Asian, but there are Asians that are black. So I don't know. But again, it's all identity. Your identity, you're a human. That's what you are. That's what we are. You know, I don't know. I don't know about that. I'd have to see research to confirm that. Just wanted to put that on things. Hormone blockers don't do anything permanent because I said that I don't know if it's permanent or not. No idea. Don't know one way or the other. I just need the proof. One of my songs on which album is it on? I think it's the first one. Deconverted Band, the first album. Who Do You Think You Are? And I wrote that when I was a kid because I had this thing that I tried to pretend to be who I thought was something that other people wanted, but also I also was trying to protect myself in a way. And I wrote this song, Who Do You Think You Are? Who do you think you're feeling? This mask you're wearing, just trying to be like someone you're not. But you're not fooling me because I can see right through you. Because I used to wear a mask and went around pretending to be somebody I wasn't. So I know what that's like, right? And to some degree we do that, and maybe we shouldn't. And this is going into all sorts of weird side tangents, I suppose. But okay, make what you will of it. And I think I mean that's a good point. People are not trying to be who they think they are, but rather trying to be who they think society expects them to be. Right? Be you, and maybe part of that is not caring what other people think. Although we do that all the time, I don't know why, but it's like you don't know what other people think. You have no idea unless you ask them, and they might be lying when they tell you. But it's so weird. I Dawkins wanted to discuss something. He chose the wrong platform. Don't do it on Twitter. That was the wrong place. Maybe he could have done a video about it, but see this to me feels like I better contact all the groups that I'm part of, all the places that have given me awards. I better call them up and say, hey, can I talk about this? Or will that get me in trouble? But would that phone call also get you in trouble? Like asking them the question if I can talk about it. No, of course you can't talk about it. By the way, we're taking away your awards and your funding, and you're never going to speak here again because you dared ask if you could talk about that. How dare you? The sacred cows must be killed. We have to be allowed to talk about things. We have to be allowed to discuss things. And even when especially maybe when there's things we don't know a damn thing about, you say, hey, look, I'm a complete moron on this subject. I know nothing. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah, okay, you're right. Well, it's up to me to educate myself. Wait a minute. Why? It's like, I'm just asking questions. I'm being a skeptic. That's all. I'm not necessarily interested enough to go research into this. It is simply me saying, well, I don't know. But it's weird how all this works. Look, I don't want to, well, I mean, if I offend somebody, I offend somebody. There's nothing I can do about that. I believe in equality for all. I believe in freedom for all. I believe in free speech, period. In fact, I would say I'm a free speech extremist. I don't think anything should be censored at all, period. And maybe that would be kind of crazy, but I'd like to see what that looks like. Society expects me to be normal. I don't know what that is. Normal is this bell curve, and it's an abstract concept. There is no normal. Like, if you get like an average, like like you say, what is an average American, right, or something like that? You would take a poll. Maybe back in the 50s, it would be man and wife in a middle class house with 1.5 kids and 0.1 of a dog. It's like, what? Because of how percentages work or whatever, right? It's like, well, that's not no. I have 0.1 of a dog. What? So I think just whoever we are, whatever we are, that's all we can be. And hopefully we can improve and change and grow as a person and learn. But we can't we are prevented from some of that when we shut down conversations and say, how dare you bring that up? You're canceled. Get out of here. You're deplatformed. You're not worthy of the platform. I still am doing it, by the way, but I haven't done it in a while. 1 Minute Skeptic. It's been a while since I mentioned this, so I might as well mention it. 1 Minute Skeptic was my thought of extending my channel to everyone that wanted to participate. Now, I'm not big. I'm never going to get big. I'm losing subs left and right. Whatever. I don't care. Maybe I'll get huge. Who knows? I don't know. I don't care. Whatever. I don't, whatever. It is what it is. But my thought was, I will have anyone and everyone that wants to be part of this be part of this. It's a particular type of series, but it's a simple format, simple idea, and it's very little work on them. All they have to do is record the thing, and I do all the other stuff. They get the link to their channel. So that if I did get huge, that they would come along with me. And I see the big YouTubers, they usually interact with big YouTubers. Not all the time. There are exceptions, but for the most part. And okay, understandable. I'm not going to be somebody that appears on Apologia's channel. I'm not knowledgeable enough in anything or big enough in any way for me to be there. Unless it was about logic, but even then, I'm pretty sure you could find somebody that's more well known than me to talk about logic. And what am I going to say that he doesn't probably already know or whatever? I don't know. That's my only thing. That's all I do is logic. Okay, that's it. That's what I know. That's all I'm good at. It's informal logic. And I haven't done a video where I've analyzed an argument in ages, so I'm not even doing the thing that I'm good at anymore. I'm doing this. Why am I doing this? Oh wait, I still am on that. No one should ever have any serious discussion on Twitter. I agree. Which is sad. But again, whatever. 2.6 children. Yeah, there you go. 2.6. I'm in. What was this in? Was this in reference to the thing I said? What the hell did I say? The 1 Minute Skeptic. Right. My brain just shut off there. Yeah, I'll link you to that, and I don't have Twitter. I'll email you and all that. Okay. So Dawkins got canceled. You can't say that, I guess. What are your thoughts? Do you think? Maybe you do. Maybe you think that Dawkins rightfully should have gotten his award given to him, taken away, that by posting this thing that this was wrong of him to post. Maybe he shouldn't have done it on Twitter. Maybe he should have done it on Facebook. Maybe he should have done it on YouTube. Maybe this, maybe that, whatever. Let me know. Let me know in the comments of this once it becomes an actual video. I see you in side chat. I love all you guys, girls, and robots that are in side chat, but side chat doesn't appear on actual YouTube. I don't know why. It used to, doesn't anymore. And also, it doesn't matter to YouTube. So, I don't really care about my sub points and all that, but I kind of do. So I have to ask you to post. Besides that, I can then have a conversation with you in the comments below, and that's always fun for me at any rate. Hopefully for you as well. Hopefully this was interesting. Maybe you heard about this, maybe you didn't. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What's your thoughts? I don't know. You let me know. Post in the comments and I'll interact with you there. All I ask is that we are civil and that we use logic. Because if we don't, that's a madhouse. At any rate, that's all I got for now. And until we have I don't know, valid and sound argument, we should be skeptical. Does that make sense? To end that way? Probably not. Lobsters are a thing. Still, maybe. I'll be back next time, and next time I'll be doing more of the quote, not enough quotes in the universe, quote, skeptic course, where I'll completely lose my mind as we talk about world religions that aren't world religions. The next one he's going to talk about, I think, is Eastern religions, which I know nothing about. If you know anything about Eastern religions, please let me know, so I'll have you on. And you can also lose your mind as he probably makes strawman constructs as he talks about Eastern religions, but it doesn't matter because the Eastern religions don't try to make sense of Jesus's resurrection, so they're false too, I guess. Whatever. I hate that thing and things. The skeptical lobsters are things, and butter. What? I don't know. Butterscotch. I'm hungry. Good night. Good night. It's not night. I'm hitting the button. Please don't cancel me, or eat me, or please, and meow.